Okay, picking up where we left off, everyone. This is reddragonleo.com again. As I was saying on the first video, I think we're going to go down here possibly and maybe hit this triple bottom area on Monday as this 30-minute chart and 60-minute chart go down into the oversold conditions on the MACD and as well here on the MACDs, or the histogram bars and the MACD and the stochastics, the full stochastic. So, you know, I'm not looking for a big sell-off on Monday, okay? If it drops 10 points, great. It'd probably be a short buying opportunity. You know, would I buy the market? Hell no, I ain't buying this market. That's crazy. But maybe gold, you know, because you can, even if you're wrong on gold, it's going to go up over the long term. But, you know, we know that. But anyway, we pop down here just as he's drawing this line right here. We pop down, hit a third hit. That would make 1, 2, 3 hits on the top and 1, 2, 3 hits on the bottom. You pop down. You do this by early in the morning, the first hour or two, and then once the selling pressure dies off, and this starts to get to turn back up, you can expect the feds to come in and maybe rally it up a little bit into the close as the light volume takes over on Monday. So initially it might be just a little fear as retail traders sell off, and basically the charts are just saying that we're going to sell off on Monday, okay? And then after that, again, that'll put us down lower. Maybe it comes up here and into the close by, you know, the end of the day. Maybe it comes in and just back tests this line right here possibly, and maybe it still closes down a little bit on Monday, but I don't expect it a whole lot. So, you know, down and then maybe back up, and then Wednesday we can expect that's the big wild card. Of course, you know, it's going to be a volatile day, but from the past, from all the FOMC meetings that I've seen before, they initially panic and they move the market down. It's now I wouldn't say it's the retail traders panicking. I'd say it's, you know, the government pushing it down to get the retail traders to sell or to go short, and then they totally reverse it. So, you know, so maybe down, up here, back test it, close there, then Tuesday trade a little sideways to up a little bit, maybe right into this area right here. 1180 seems like it's just the entire whole week has been around 1180, as you can see how important that is. But by Wednesday, when it comes up here and hits this this area here, if it sells off and drops 10 points initially on the FOMC meeting, which I do expect it to have a fake out move, it always does. I won't say always, but it generally has a fake out move, and generally it's to the downside because most of the FOMC meetings do close positive. So with that said, once they have the fake out move to get some bears on board, then they'll rally it. They'll pump it up, and it should rally all day, the rest of the day Wednesday, and close probably at least at this 1196 area double top. But, you know, awhile could be right on his chart, and we go on up to maybe the double top of 1215 from the daily, from back here in April 26th. And then that is it, folks. After that, after 4 o'clock, you know, depends on where it's at on the end of the day Wednesday, but after 4 o'clock, when the market closes on Wednesday, whatever that high is, I think that will be it. Now if it does not go up to 1215 and make that double high, or the 1196 and make the high by the end of the day Wednesday, then it is possible that the very next day, Thursday morning, could pop up very quickly, hit it, and then immediately sell off and put in a topping tail. Just kind of like what this day did right here. So we could very well have a big sharp candle up, like similar to this one, right, or more like this one right here. Okay, here's your up candle. You see how you got your sideways consolidation, and you got your huge up candle right there. You closed near the highs. The next day, boom, you ran up, and you put in a topping tail, tagged the key level that you were looking to tag here, and then sold off. Okay, only this time I don't expect it to keep going up like this. I expect it to go down. So it is possible that it could do that on Thursday morning, but I wouldn't chance it personally, because you don't know what the heck is going to come out Thursday with the news. It could just sell off completely. I think Wednesday around 4 o'clock into the close will be your high, whatever that is. So it'll be a knee-jerk reaction if it's anything to do like it was in the past. So it would be, basically, like I said, I'm expecting down some, maybe just to there, but I think it's going to go to triple bottom and then back up, close around 1180 Monday, and then Wednesday up to at least here with the fake out move, at 215 and to the downside, and then back up to close a little higher. So that's what I'm looking for next week. 5 minutes not really telling us much, but I did want to go over some other stuff while I got the time. Let's go over what good old Benny Boy, this guy has put the latest update for Benjamin Fulford, and he's talking that there's going to be some huge announcements around the 11th of the month with the G20 meeting. And he's also saying that that the Satan worshippers, and we're talking about, again, the Illuminati key 11, I think it's 13 families or something like that, that are the main people inside the Illuminati, that they are scared that the good guys, if you'll notice here, he talks about the good aliens, and we've spoke about this many times, and if you don't believe in aliens, that's fine, but I think you're being naive to think we're the only ones out here, and all the planets and all the galaxies, that we're the only life form out there. I think it's a little naive to believe, but anyway, saying that the good guys here, the White Dragon Society, I guess, I think there's multiple ones, and I can't keep track of all of them, but there's the Black Dragon Society, the White Dragon Society, and basically they're all good guys, and they have been working and allied with the good aliens who were horribly mistreated in the 1940s. And this, the Roswell crash, by the way, folks, did not have the little gray guys in it. This had future aliens from 52,000 years in the future. They were humans. They were 6'4", blonde hair, blue eyes. You look into their eyes, it's like looking into an ocean, according to one of the videos that I watched on Project Camelot, where a woman basically was interviewed by Carrie Cassidy, and that's what she reported. So whether or not that's true or not, I don't know, but I do believe it is. I do believe it is. There's just too much out there. But some of the other things is that one of the other videos, matter of fact, that I was watching, a woman that basically interviews, again, this is on Project Camelot, and this woman interviews, let's see if I can find it here for you, an older woman here, and she interviews people that have been abducted, and she puts them basically to sleep or in a trance or whatever, and she speaks to them or through them to the aliens that abducted them, and she's done this with hundreds and hundreds of people. And I don't know if I can find her or not, but it's definitely worth going and watching her videos. Let's see here. She's 70 or 80 years old, has interviewed, I don't know, probably 1,000 different aliens, according to her, and all the different ones, the reptilians, the little gray guys, the future humans, and has learned a ton of information from them. But she said that that she thinks there's a white light around Obama, that maybe he is a good guy after all, trying to do the right thing. Maybe he's trying to break away from the Illuminati that basically put him in office. We all know that that's what happened They put all the presidents in office, so it's nothing new there. You know, that's, oh, here she is, Dolores Cannon. So all of the people, all the presidents have been put in by the Illuminati, basically. There may be some exceptions. Maybe Jimmy Carter wasn't. I like Jimmy Carter as a person. He was a good man. Thought he was a weak president, but he was a good man. So anyway, so maybe Obama's trying to break away, and maybe he's trying to do the right thing. And if the mass media is coming out and really giving him a hard time and talking bad about him, then you can almost guarantee that he is breaking away or trying to break away from the establishment. This could get him assassinated, just like President Kennedy was. I think President Kennedy was initially played the game with the Illuminati, got himself elected, and then at some point did not like the plan to invade Cuba and start a war with Cuba, and so he rejected the ideas presented to him by his staff members who were, I'm sure, working for the Illuminati. Some of them were where they had presented him plans with basically creating some false flag events to blame on Cuba, you know, take down an airliner full of Americans with American soldiers dressed up as Cubans, and, you know, blame it on the Cubans, just like they've done with 9/11, folks. It's, you know, another false flag event. And same thing with him wanting to bring the people back from the Vietnam War. He wanted to end that. And basically, you know, him bucking the system. I don't know the details. I wasn't even, you know, alive in '63 when he got assassinated. So I was born in '64. So I don't know. But just from the things that I have read, it does point to him being assassinated because he was bucking the trend and saying no more Illuminati control. I'm doing my own thing. I'm going to do the right thing. We're not attacking Cuba. For those of you old enough to remember, it was all about Russia sending or selling weapons to Cuba, and you know, the people or the government was fearful that Cuba, being so close to us, was going to fire missiles at us. So anyway, you have to look up that yourself. But it just seems that all the good presidents were assassinated. So keep that in mind. This is still interesting, that what Reinhardt has on his site. Not sure what the November 21st, could be a low, been pointing up to the rest of the year and into the Legatus pilgrimage on 1/26. I mentioned this once before, but their pilgrimage is actually in February, but that doesn't mean that we can't peek out a little bit before then. So keep that in mind. Should we go down into 11/21, and if we do hit the 8,300 print, then I would certainly expect a big rally to come from that, and for us to run up into the following year in January 26th. But the Legatus pilgrimage is actually, I think, the 3rd or something like that of February. But so anyway, keep that in mind on our site. So basically, folks, everything that I can find points to. Do watch her video. You'll learn a ton from this. You can see how I got to it on Project Camelot. All these links are on my website as well. Reinhardt's site is Enterprise Corruption. So just in case, I'll go over that here for you. Basically, they're all listed right here. Whether it's Benjamin Fulford or Reinhardt's Enterprise Corruption or Project Camelot, all of them are listed there. So do go and check those out. So as far as I can tell, folks, all the signs are pointing to a huge sell-off come next week, after probably Wednesday. I do believe will be it. I believe the end of the day, Wednesday, but possibly it could be Thursday on an initial spike up. Depends on how the charts end up. If the 60-minute chart and stuff is pointing up, keep in mind going into okay, here, if this rolls down and runs up and it gets overbought, especially on Wednesday, gets massively overbought on Wednesday, then it is possible that If it's still pointing up and has not shown any signs of rolling over, it's possible, maybe it ends like something like right here on Wednesday at 4 o'clock. And then, pops up just a little bit more on Thursday morning. But, do you want to take that chance? Okay, this is it. I'm running out of time, gang. See ya.